Hello, welcome to Cade Friends podcast. I'm here with
Alex.
Okay, you're gonna go first. Okay.
You pointed at me.
My name is Cody. How's it going?
Yes, also known as
The Dapper Saint.
Dapper Saint.
Subscriber. I'll steal your kneecaps.
There we go. That's his catchphrase.
Yes. So Cody has a YouTube channel. Just to explain for my viewers, a very popular YouTube channel. It's growing. As you say.
I feel like 3K isn't exactly super popular yet, but hey, I have a cult following.
Well,
so
you know,
cool.
this will be released in a few months, and it will. I get the feeling you'll have more, at least more than 3, if not.
That'd be depressing. It's actually 2K at that point.
Yeah. If he has less subscribers than 3,000, something happens, and I think that would, that's for you to find out.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm not a big enough YouTuber to do something horrible yet.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. That. Comes down with like 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Who knows? In the months that this in between here, you could have had a glorious rise and fall.
That's fair.
You hit like 7 million at your peak, and then
Something
you got canceled, and it's a whole thing. And that
I make one too many dark humor jokes, and I'm just kicked off the internet for life.
yeah.
That's how it happens. That's how it happens.
So it will be exciting to see where you go, I think, as well, because I think that you're really doing a lot of interesting stuff. And we know Cody from college.
Yeah.
We're in Cody's room and studio where he does his videos. So if you can't tell, we're doxing him.
It's like, he is exactly at this zip code.
But so you can see we're in a different studio.
This is our first crossover episode. I think we buried the lead here. This is our first. This is Cade Friends' first crossover episode.
Oh yeah.
And so that's really fun. I think
First crossover, second on the road.
yes, depending on when this is all released. Yes.
Depending, maybe.
This is all pre-recorded, as you all who are faithful followers of us know.
And we talked about this on our mic check. Subscribe to our Patreon to get that exclusive content. But the color schemes, we're clashing color schemes, very, very important.
Fine.
But I think that's a good sign of a good crossover. A good crossover is things that clash really well and don't mix.
Yeah. It's like a Nickelodeon, like one of our growing up a Nickelodeon crossover, like not SpongeBob, sorry, like Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron.
Oh my God, that shit hit different. I love that when I was growing up.
Yeah, or the Disney Channel ones, like Sweet Life of Zach and Cody crossing over with
that was more my things. Yeah,
that's the Raven and Hannah Montana. That's so. What was it? That's so Sweet Life of Hannah Montana.
I was gonna say, like, we're going back to Raven? Huh?
Because there was one later. There was whenever they did the On Deck and Wizards and something else.
Yeah,
Hannah Montana there too. No,
There's such a massive collaboration during that one.
That was phenomenal. We don't get stuff like that anymore. Like,
well, maybe they do. I don't. I don't know. I don't it's possible that they do.
Well, Phineas and Ferb collabed with the Marvel superheroes.
Yes, they
What?
did.
Yeah,
That's actually wild.
They did a Star Wars as well.
Yeah,
But like Marvel or Phineas and Ferb was one of like the best last cartoons we got in a while. I don't
agree.
think anything hits as good as like that anymore.
I liked Gravity Falls a lot. Did you
that's
ever
pretty
watch it?
good.
Yeah.
I never got into that one. I think I think I might have just been at a point where I wasn't on TV when Gravity Falls started. Like
You went Amish, right?
Just left the ecosystem.
I became Amish for 2 years.
And I think that's for the period of time when Gravity Falls was on air.
Yeah.
The moment your beard started growing out, it's like, guess I'm Amish now.
Yeah. That's and then I realized
That's not
for me.
That's not all that goes into being Amish.
Yeah.
You thought it was literally just no TV and beard.
Yeah.
Those are the two.
Exactly.
It was a culture shock. So if you're ex-Amish and you're watching this, let us know how wrong I am. We need more ex-Amish.
Could you please list all the other aspects of being Amish that aren't no TV and beard?
Yeah.
It's gonna be roasting.
I can't think of any.
Great.
This is basically our podcast, Cody.
Okay, fantastic, great.
Yeah, you were asking what it was. It's bits, punctuated by more bits.
Okay,
Yeah,
fantastic. It's great. That works for me.
With occasional deep dives.
Yeah.
I think this is a great warm up for the live stream. So I think this works out.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's important to know. We are recording this. Okay, thank you. Alex has a soundboard with
I can
effects.
see that. Do you have like a squealing animal or something like that?
No.
I was waiting for the no. There was a lot of thought. There's actually not that much sound effects.
Cade needs to add some of his own.
Oh, we definitely need to. Yeah. So if you have any recommendations of sound effects, that would be great. Yeah, that'd be also a good one.
Deep episodes into your podcast.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Send it to cadefriends@gmail.com or comment it. You can also just comment it. But if you really want to make a whole letter, they can email us.
We don't have. You can't mail it to an address yet. We don't have a
PO box.
Yeah, we don't have a PO box yet. That's still in progress
Because we're Amish.
Yeah,
exactly.
So we're doing this right before.
Do Amish people not have mailboxes?
I'm sure they have mail because they have to get
Yeah, that's probably one thing that they might. One piece of technology that would fit that.
They have a single tablet that allows them to use Amazon, and that's the only way they get anything from the outside world.
I actually, so on TikTok, I don't follow, but he sometimes pops up in my feed, but he's an ex-Amish person. And whenever he had to go prove for I think it was his social security card, they do have to send report cards to, this guy was in Ohio. They did have to send report cards to the Ohio education department or whatever. And so he had to use that report card to prove who he was for his social, I think.
Okay.
And so I'm sure they mailed that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure mail, point is, I'm sure they use mail.
Yeah. Well, I think,
Mail.
Mail.
Is it real? Find out now.
I mean, they had that way back in the Pony Express times, right?
right.
So,
The Amazon of
that time period.
But no, so we're recording this right before a big Cody event. Cody, if you want to talk about
Yeah, basically, I am doing something I called 1K for 1K. It is a charity event that I started up in celebration to hitting 1,000 subscribers. Even though I'm at 3,000 right now, that's beside the point.
Yeah.
It took a minute for preparation, and then YouTube was like, "Here, let me recommend some of your shit," and I was like, "I can't complain about that." But either way,
the live studio audience really loves that.
They really love that. They love charity.
Yeah.
So, are you going to do at different milestones? Is that the idea?
yeah, I figured this one would be a big one though, just for the sake of I don't know, it's just one of those things I've always had as a dream before I even started YouTube. I've always been wanting to do something like this for a long, long time.
And I think the next obvious milestone, right? 1,000. Next obvious, 10 million, right?
yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll see you there.
Yeah.
But we're working with St. Jude's Children's Hospital, actually. And I have a ton of different ideas for that, such as the fact of there's going to be a shirt. If you donate and stuff, you can write on there. Also have a ton of different milestone aspects to it, such as maid service. What does that mean? How about flip it? Or, a Dapper cream pie. Do you want to see a Dapper cream pie? I'm sure you do. You better look out for it.
Now, obviously, this has been recorded, because this is about to be recorded in an hour from now. So find out how it went.
Yeah. You'll leave that up, right? We could link to it, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
okay, we can put it in the iCard if you're watching this on our YouTube channel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it this? I think it's in the corners, right? They're over.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the corners.
I think it's on your corner.
My corner.
Right there. Right
there.
And if not, just put a link right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's down in the description would be the easiest way of doing that. Instead of scrolling through, future Cade remembering that I plugged that halfway through this video. It's going to be pretty difficult to remember.
So wait, Cade, you're saying you don't want to try to remember that we're doing a whole bit with you putting something on top of the screen for our YouTube watchers?
The audacity. Yeah. How dare you?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You want to go into our first segment?
First segment. Segment.
We're not gonna do the one yet. We're gonna do the other, just the generic one, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Which generic one? Because we have a couple generic ones.
The generic one.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
What letter does it start with?
Well, it's the F.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Tell me if I'm correct here.
Was that Nigel Thornberry?
I'll just. Okay. Yeah. You didn't have to play the thing before the. Okay.
It's longer than I remember.
Hey, Cody.
Hey.
Welcome to Childhood Fears.
Oh, boy.
We're not going to go through that entire thing again.
Also, shout out, all of our music is by a Tulsa artist, Chrim. He does a lot of synth music. He did the music for my movie Ribbon.
Hey, nice.
So
nice.
he does a lot of things and really great. And he made the Childhood Fears theme, as along with all the music in there. That's him clapping. duplicated over and over and over again.
No, it's just him. He's really quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is childhood fears.
Okay.
Simple segment. We just asked the simple question. What were your childhood fears?
Good question. Well, there's one that comes to mind right off the top of the bat. Arachnophobia. I used to be scared of spiders. No longer anymore, but I remember vividly when I was like, less than 3? Because I remember like a little bit before I was actually 3, which is kind of typically not what you're able to remember and everything. But I remember there lying on the bed, or not in bed, the couch of our Tulsa house, because we used to live in Tulsa. And I just remembered these little gigantic creatures kind of crawling. I didn't have very good eyesight. I still don't. But I remember creatures. It was a big enough thing that I could see it, and that was alarming, and I was terrified of it. But my mom, and I was just kind of like, she kind of heard me because she was on the couch with me at that time too, and she went to go kill them, and she just squished them and threw them into the toilet. But I think that stuck in my head because I was terrified of spiders until almost high school.
What broke the fear?
I just started I actually contracted something called PESS, which is punch every spider syndrome. So I got over it by just beating the crap out of any spider I saw.
I really, for a second, I was like, I really thought we were about to go into a deep dive of this medical. And I was like, oh my God. Did you make that up on the spot?
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Oh, thank you. But I remember actually also in 4th grade, one of the teachers we had, I'm not going to say her name for obvious reasons, but she had...
Come up with a name right now, Alex, so we can call her.
Sam.
Oh, Sam. Okay, I was going to have Alex come up with something, so it wasn't close at all.
Yeah. Mrs. Sam.
Mrs. Sam. Okay, great. Mrs. Sam.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Mrs. Samuel, actually.
Mrs. Samuel.
Yeah.
There you go. But she had
name.
several different animals and creatures and stuff that she had as pets. One was a cool ass reptilian. I forgot what they are.
Yeah, some
geckos.
teachers did that they had some sort of classroom pet.
We when I was in 5th grade, maybe 4th, I think it was 5th grade. One of my teachers for the classroom pet had a butterfly.
Wait, one butterfly or multiple butterflies?
I'm not sure. I think it was a butterfly nest.
Oh, okay.
And it was put. You know how back in the day.
I've never heard of that before.
You know, how back in the day, you were able to buy, I think, a butterfly nest or something, or butterfly caterpillars. I think you were able to just buy caterpillars or something, and you could put them in your net, and then they would.
Have you heard of this? Okay,
really,
cool.
I swear to God, that's a thing. And so I think she bought that, and so she put the caterpillars in the nest in the corner. They never came out. So it was kind of sad. But we had we had caterpillars and cocoons.
I think they say the brain is the first thing to go. So I've never heard of that joke aside. That's absurd. I like that.
Yeah. No, I swear to you, there was something called. I don't remember what it's called.
Butterfly nest.
But it was a butterfly nest because you put them in a net and butterflies would
It probably wasn't the right conditions inside of a classroom for butterflies.
It's fine. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. Okay, but anyways, Miss Sam with her spider, right?
Yeah,
She had spiders and
Miss
reptiles.
Samuel, thank you.
Sorry, Miss Samuel.
But somebody actually brought a spider to the class one day, and it was a gigantic tarantula. Obviously, it didn't have any fangs or anything like that, but it was allowed to crawl on us for a bit. And it was one of those things. I was scared of that thing. I did not want to get near that thing at all. But somebody was like, "Come on, Cody, do it." That's my little friend's name, or little friend's voice. Yeah, either way. Then come on, don't be a wimp. And I was like, fine, I'll do it. And I think got on my arm, but I swear to God, those things can understand fear or sense fear, because it just started going up fast, really fast, went all the way up to my shoulder suddenly really quickly. And I was just like, oh God. And it got off my arm and I ran to the bathroom instantly.
To wash, wash.
I just wanted to be away.
I just wouldn't allow that to happen. I don't think I'm scared of spiders or snakes for that matter. I mean, I don't like snakes, but I wouldn't, no, I'm not going to let it touch me, and I'm not going to participate in that. Even as a child, I think because I've managed to avoid, touching a spider.
That's a little fair. I will say, as I've gotten older, it's gotten a lot better, obviously. But I remember also, have you ever had one of those moments where you have a shower with a spider? Have you ever had one of those moments?
there's a spider.
So you're in the middle of the shower and you look over and there's a spider?
Yeah. Do you ever have one of those?
Yeah. Or do you mean you planned, you take a spider in the shower with you?
Only around Valentine's. But yeah, I remember a couple times like that. And I think that helped a little just because he's just vibing in the corner. I was staring at him like, you stay.
I wash them down the drain. I immediately will gather water in my hands, like point the spray or whatever, the nozzle. I will wash it down. I say, this is my space. You don't belong here.
And thus you will die.
Yeah. No trespassing.
Mostly back in the day, it was because of the fact that I was too afraid to touch them.
That's fair.
So, but as I gotten older, I've kind of gone like, oh, get the fuck out. When I see a spider out and about, though, I don't typically care as long as it's not in a building. And I think I've just gotten really good about spiders overall. Because it's like, if he's out there vibing, maybe eating a little ladybug, good for him. Good for him. But like, as long as he's not in my room doing it, and that's just a nuisance, you know?
I agree. If they are outside, I won't bother them unless they're like in the way. Like if I'm walking and they're right there where I'm going to be walking, then
I don't mind them as long as they're not fast.
Oh, that's fair.
That's scary when they're fast. That's just like everything. I think in general, it's like I'm okay with anything existing unless it's fast, and then I'm like, they're no, stop.
Have you ever seen those spiders that they have in Australia? The ones, I forget what they're called, but they're the gigantic spiders that will vibe in people's homes and eat rodents.
Yeah,
The thing is, they're completely and utterly like mutualistic when it comes to relationship with humans. They do not want to fight or be like hurt humans at all. They simply just like vibe inside houses and eat small animals or rodents and stuff like that, or other bugs. It's really weird because they'll just take up a corner, and when there's no longer anything around there, they'll leave. It's a really weird like relationship.
Wait, is it going to eat like your pet dog?
No, it doesn't eat anything that big.
Okay.
But like smaller things like rats and things, or like bugs, for instance, like things that you don't want to have in your house, it will go and eat them. It's actually kind of cool. I would never want one in my house, but it is still kind of like neat.
Well, it's like those banana spiders that they talk about all the time. Like they'll travel from like Hawaii inside of like crates of bananas because I guess they hang around bananas for some reason. Maybe they eat them. I don't know, something with the nutrients. And they're scary looking, and they come to continental United States just through banana shipments.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
I really thought you were about to say they come to America, and I was hoping you were because I would say, Cade, believe it or not, Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my maps are from the 40s, in which it was not a state. You're telling me that we okay? Well,
wait until you hear about Alaska.
Hawaii isn't real. You can't change my mind. It was gone after 42. It was gone. It's no longer there.
Disappearing.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you got over that.
Yeah, I don't think I have really any other fears. I think the only fear is maybe stagnation. I don't like the idea of like being stuck in the same area for a while and stuff. I like to always be able to be allowed to let my creativity flourish. It's one of those things where like, it's actually one of the main reasons I stopped wanting to go cop option and be a police officer.
That's right. You wanted to be a cop.
Yeah, mostly I wanted to become a detective and be part of a SWAT unit as a negotiator. But over time, I came to realize that really isn't for me. There's other ways I can help people, and there's other ways I can do that kind of stuff that I want to do. And also, I feel like it would be one of those things where I wouldn't be allowed to be creative. So I completely just stopped going down that road. I'm still technically a criminal justice major, but I'm law option now. And I can use that towards other things which go well with my psychology side, such as maybe going into human resources.
So you were worried that they wouldn't let you be creative when you're negotiating, maybe.
No, I meant like I've heard things about not only like YouTube but stuff like that you're not allowed to do while you're in the system, and I was just like, oh, that's not good for me. That's not good for me.
No, that makes sense. I just like to picture. So you're going out on the field and it's a hostage negotiation, and they're like, and you're just like, all right, I can only play by the book. You want like a Great Dane? I can give you $1 million. Sorry.
For some reason, they won't allow me to make my thumbnails while there's a dead guy beside me. It's cringe. It's absolutely cringe. How dare they? The audacity.
Just take a selfie with like, hey, save these hostages.
I just love it. Like, there's like, okay, Cody, Detective the Dapper Saint. We need you in here. There's a hostage situation, and you're just like, not feeling it today.
It's like, man, that's pretty cool, but I got a video or a date with the Eldritch Horror Cthulhu. Sorry, guys.
Like,
I need a little bit more variety. I had a hostage situation yesterday. And
it just kind of, I talked to him. It's like, hey, I get my microphone out. Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Would you like to be part of a documentary video?
Yeah. Could you spice it up and do something a little bit more interesting for me?
Can you hang them off the roof of the building, like threateningly, so that I can get like a good like clickbaity.
Thumbnail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's like, oh no.
We're making content here, guys.
Exactly. Police interrogation gone wrong, gone sexual.
Yeah. I think, yeah. Well,
man.
that's some good childhood fears. Oh, yeah. Definitely one of our longer musical stings.
It's so good though.
It is good.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
It's got a good vibe. Good fearful vibe.
Absolutely vibing. Fearful vibe.
Fearful vibe. The best vibe to have.
All I can think of is a spider with like a joint for some reason now. It's absolutely vibing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's actually very good. Cade, can you make that the thumbnail?
Yeah. I'll see. Future Cade, make a note. I hope that he remembers. Yeah. So, I mean, you talked about how you're interested in psychology and law and all that. I mean, is there any idea to like incorporate that at all into your YouTube?
Oh my gosh, yes. I actually love.
I would argue that he has with his hit video listening to you on Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, I was gonna go somewhere else with that, but
Maybe you should allow the guest to answer the question before
I wanted to input that little bit. I want you to know since we thought of talking to you, Cody, that has been the bit that I've wanted to incorporate. And
fantastic.
So, there we go. I am complete.
I asked a really thoughtful question, Alex, and you decided to derail it with. But go ahead. Sorry, answer my thoughtful question and then go to Alex's comedy bit.
Anyway, actually, when it comes to the psychology side, I feel like I kind of have a little bit in the sense of one of the main things I do like playing on my channel is psychological horror games because I find horror games to be a little bit boring, but those kind of games that actually get into the truly terrifying things, such as the human mind, are what really excite me. One of my favorite games I've ever played is a game called Amori, which is actually what I'm wearing merch-wise right now.
I hope our audio listeners will. Could you explain the shirt, Alex, for our audio listeners?
Yeah, so it's a white T-shirt with what looks to be a human female.
Yeah.
It's all black and white. She has long hair, and she kind of has her arm up in kind of like, she was like maybe moving her hair back behind her ear, but her hair is definitely not behind her ear. It's very much kind of in front of her. And
What's the emotion on her face, do you think?
she actually looks kind of happy. She's smiling. I just moved my chair.
Don't die.
And she's smiling. She looks happy and like maybe like she's seen like an old friend and she's moving her hair.
She's got thought in her head.
She's got psychological things going on in her head.
Oh man, I wish I could make so many jokes right now, but I seriously can't because it'd just be a massive spoiler to the game. But anyways, basically the idea behind the game is that you are following the story of a character named Sunny. He is a hikikomori, which is a pun on the name Amori. Do you know what hikikomori is?
I do not.
Hikikomori is a Japanese term for a person that is a shut-in, that refuses to leave their home for some reason.
A hermit.
Yeah, exactly, a hermit, but more depressed.
Either way, hermits have been just too jolly.
Man smiles, not allowed.
Yeah.
But it's essentially one of these things where you kind of play throughout the headspace and also his real life, because he essentially is he is essentially coping with some horrible traumatic things that happened 4 years ago, and he's been stuck in his room ever since then, and he's refused to leave the house ever since. But some things happen and everything, and it gives him reason to, or not. You basically have the choice to become like one with the hikikomori side, or you actually have the choice to try to help him get over his old traumas and everything. This game has so much trauma in it, and I love its bits. It would be easier to explain what's not in the game versus what is.
Okay.
Cody,
what's not in the game?
What? Say what?
You lead into it. What's not in the game?
Well, the only thing I can think of is rape. That's the sexual assault.
Okay, well, good.
It goes over every other touchy subject in the world. And it is super interesting because you have him along with his friends trying to get over this like trauma and everything. And one of my favorite parts about it is that when you are inside the house and you're stuck in there, you kind of play out the headspace aspect, which is what's been going on in his head for the last 4 years. And it's really cute and wholesome. And the game has a beautiful art style, but it's so dark and depressing at the same time. Like the main colors of the game are like pastel colors, or like pinks, or greens, etc., etc. But the game has this horrible undertone that just is unsettling. And there's moments where you'll be sitting there enjoying the game, and you just remember, oh, this is a psychological horror. Oh fuck.
Interesting. So yeah,
I absolutely love it. It's become one of my favorite games of all time, and it was a staple on my channel.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Did you play through it all on the channel yet? Or
yes, actually,
Oh, okay.
for the most part. I was gonna say I've done the first playthrough, but I'm doing the Hikikomori route, which is the you become a NEET now and everything.
So-
and that's one thing I just started like a month ago.
So by the time this comes out, you might be done with that.
Oh yeah, I
That-
should be. It's only like 2 more episodes, I think.
there you go.
Yeah,
So check out his.
So do you do any Twitch or do you only do YouTube?
just YouTube. I've never been a big fan of Twitch, so I've kind of like stayed over on the YouTube side.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, because it's So, but you do in most of your stuff, sort of. You cut it down and you kind of make it a whole thing, right? That's the point.
Oh yeah, I put way too much work into every single one of my videos. I love editing. It's one of those things I've become passionate of, and again, with the creative side, it allows me to kind of just do whatever I want when it comes to YouTube videos. So if I want to have a funny meme here, I can, and it's given me the ability to have some opportunities outside of YouTube as well. So for instance, at my college, I got to make a video for the college itself. Or like meet the RAs and everything, because I'm an RA, and it was one of those things where like it was a professionally made video for the institution. I thought it was super sick.
That is cool.
I'm actually surprised you're not like a communications major.
Yeah, I get that a
or
lot.
like maybe like double major or double minor, maybe.
I'm already double majoring. I can't triple.
So are you double majoring with no minor?
No, I'm double majoring in criminal justice and psychology with a minor in sociology.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
the
might as well just throw
trifecta.
on another minor at this point.
Let me just add that to my bucket list.
Have you taken any communications? This is not going to be interesting to audience, but I mean, like, so you're editing. Did you just learn that all on your own? You didn't know?
I learned it all myself.
Self-taught.
Is one of those things where like I find it fun to try to like figure out new things. I'm still learning new stuff every day, which is just an absolute blast. It's crazy to see how far I've come to, because like my first couple of videos I made, for lack of better words, were cringy. They're a little bit less edited and everything, but nowadays I make really high quality thumbnails, and I can actually make like basic animations for certain videos too, and it's super cool.
And what I love about your videos is like you really get your personality through, and I think that's always very important on YouTube, is that people feel like they know you, and I think that's really something that you really sell really well on your thing.
Yeah, thank you. I one of the main goals I have when it comes to YouTube is mostly just the fact of I don't want people to be there for the specific niche that I'm in. I want them to be like essentially, I want them to come for the sake of being entertained by me.
Yeah.
And stuff. So, because I feel like that has a lot more long-term effect when it comes to your actual audience and making
Because you
somebody's
might pivot or do something different or add in new things, and you hope that they're there for you and what you do. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like it allows me to be more creative and have a blast with it, and everybody gets to be a part of that as well. For instance, like the live stream, doing this whole little charity event, or the fact I've done like a little bit of documentary videos as well, and also my degenerate content. But you know, it's one of those things. There's a little bit of an entertainment for everyone.
Yeah.
And I like that you're also like doing charity stuff as well, because that's very, wholesome, I guess, just to be like, like, okay, I have this platform now, and you're going out of your way to like do a charity event.
Yeah.
And like sometimes like the bigger some people are bigger, they can't be bothered, some people, or it's just like it's a pain for them, but you're like you're over here, you planned this entire thing yourself.
Yeah.
It wasn't like someone, it wasn't like someone was like, hey Cody, do you want to be a part of this charity event? You planned this charity event.
Yeah, I had to set up everything myself, and it was fun too. I mean, to be fair, I've had this idea in mind to do 1,000 like subscriber special for my YouTube channel before I even started it.
Yeah.
Like that was one of those things I was like, I knew for a fact I wanted to do this with this channel, and I want to make a difference with this channel. So it's one of those things like the moment I got to 1,000 subscribers, I was just like, heck yeah. Oh God, I'm not ready.
Yeah. We were supposed to do 1,000 thing way back in the day.
we talked about it because I remember that because Cade and I were like, okay, we're almost to 1,000. We need to do something. Then we hit 1,000. It was like, okay, we need to do something. And we just
never did it.
I guess we still could.
You could do 1,000 subscribers special.
Just put my 1,000 subscriber special there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll just like paste my head over your head and just
whole time.
completely steal your
Just lip sync.
content.
Dude,
Yeah.
actually, I had somebody watch my video as a reaction.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
so like a YouTuber reacts
The
to-
documentary one?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
documentary video. And that's what I was like, man, I feel like I've made it just because of that. It was so weird because it's like reacting to the Dapper Saints video over like ERP. And I was like, what?
Wow.
I actually watched the whole thing and I thought it was really silly. Like, it wasn't like the best video in the world, but it was so funny that somebody actually went out of their way to make a video reacting to my video.
Wow.
It's cool when people like, I must say like, I mean, my YouTube channel's all over the place as far as content. You know, I think that was somebody who said my favorite comment ever was on my esports documentary I did way back. Was someone was like, "This is really great, and I like your content, but could you please like have a theme or something?" And it was like,
that is stuck with Cade.
And I'm like, you don't get what I'm trying to do here, I guess.
Let me be a degenerate. Come on.
I mean, so I have like, and so it's even just going to get crazy right now. Currently, it's in like this weird lull period, but it's going to have a bunch of different things. This podcast, a movie review thing, a bunch of odd like documentaries and things. And I hope that people just know that will describe that this channel is going to be good content, not necessarily a theme or anything interesting. I don't know what Alex is doing.
Yeah,
I'm looking for that comment because I wanted to give a shout out to the person who left the comment.
It's something air freshener or something.
I mean, you could do it in post.
Yeah, I can do it in post.
Oh, that's true,
here.
right?
Wow. Look
Oh,
at
wait,
that.
hang on.
How dare they?
It's coming out of my phone.
Oh, this would be horrible for the audio only listener.
If you're an audio listener, what Cade just put in and what you need to go and watch this on YouTube now is
I think that, but it's a lot more fun if it was read aloud. So if you could find it, Alex, I think that, yeah. I'm sorry.
I'll put my phone back.
No, I want you to audio listeners.
Well, it's not on the esports one. There's only 3 comments.
It might not be the esports one then.
And
This is really interesting to people, I'm sure.
oh, wait a minute. Oh, yes, here it is. Here it is. I found it. It is this one.
It's a lot.
It's not the immediate thing. It's a paragraph.
It's a paragraph.
Okay, I'm going to read it.
It's kind of like, I mean, it's partially nice and partially meant as like a little bit of it. I mean, this is what, let's just say 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So it sticks with you because like, I mean, it's fair. It's fair criticism. So like,
I feel you on that.
But it's also kind of it's an interesting guy. It's an interesting guy too. On top of that,
valid criticism, interesting take though.
Yeah, his name is generic fabric freshener.
Yes.
And
his profile picture is a dog, right? It's like a dog. It's a golden retriever.
So it reads, "Oh, look where I've stumbled," and then there's 4 emojis. It's the crazy. Tongue out of face, eggplant emoji, fist emoji, water squirt emoji. And you can see those right here. You're reading along with me, actually. Cade is reading this along with me on the editing, right? Look where I've stumbled. Good channel, though. I've got recommended from the 10 Reasons Not to Move to Tulsa video. So
back up my most popular video is the Tulsa Underground video. It's gotten, as the time of this recording, it has 200,000 views.
Oh, that's amazing.
But, it didn't, it didn't translate as much to subscribers as like other things, but
that's fair.
Yeah, but it did get a lot of views.
And so I actually saw this, someone made a video and they have a whole entire series about why you should move to this city or why you shouldn't move to this city.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And so it got recommended a lot. Like it's on a lot of chains of like, if people watch videos that are related to Tulsa, they get recommended this a lot.
Fair enough.
So yeah, and that's how he, I guess, discovered the channel and then watched this other video of mine.
Okay.
So that's where some backup for him.
So I got recommended from the 10 Reasons Not to Move to Tulsa video. I'm a Tulsa native, #Westside, and I FW the channel. It's got hella potential. I really do want to see more videos, but y'all need to figure out what this channel even is. A theme, please, PLZ. People need to be able to look up this channel and learn about Tulsa, and you need to take yourself more seriously, dudes. And yes, I said dudes. One of y'all is the creator of the channel. Let your homies help guide you through this shit. Whatever it takes, because you need to upload more shit. It's a duty. Nobody else is going to cover Tulsa like you and your team. Just stick to the truth and don't be afraid to cover touchy subjects. I'll be keeping tabs on this channel. Please keep making content. Red heart emoji.
I don't know if he's kept it. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know if he's actually kept up with the stuff. Let me know. Generic fabric. What was it?
Generic fabric refresher.
Fabric refresher.
Okay.
If you're still watching this and if this is still good or not. I mean, it's less.
We do cover some Tulsa though.
Yeah, we do cover some Tulsa. We've branched out. By this point, I'm sure the cookie cutter video's out. Hopefully. So there's that. That's not in Tulsa, but it's, general area. Spoiler alert.
But your comment has resonated with Cade.
Yeah, I think about it all the time.
See why?
It's a lot, and I think other people would maybe delete it because of criticism or whatever. But I really like it because it's also kind of positive. The dudes thing's weird because it's on a thing that's like Hannah's doing the voiceover on that, like on the esports thing.
Maybe it's like one of those they just call everyone dude. Just like dude, hey dude, yo dudes, dudes.
I like the emphasis on dude because it's almost like an insult. It's like, yeah, dude.
Well, yeah,
and I said dudes.
Yeah, and he doubled down on it though. Like that's where I'm like, it's not like it's weird.
Yeah.
It's a choice.
I love some of the comments you get on videos and everything though, because it's like, for instance, the ERP one I made a while back. I get some really good feedback, and some people are saying how they're like, it was super cool and stuff like that. And then some people are like, ERP is gay and you touch grass, and it's like, oh, okay.
Now,
I just think it's funny.
What does ERP stand for?
Erotic roleplay.
There we go. Just in case people didn't know.
Yeah. I made a whole little pseudo documentary for that and everything, and it was an absolute blast.
And you're planning on doing other documentaries and things.
Yeah, of course. I got several ideas in mind. I'm just kind of waiting for full body tracking, and then I can use that towards higher production for those, because I've already made like the first rough draft of the next one. And I'm kind of just waiting on that so I can get to editing.
Now I've actually been in a video with Cody before. And it's on Forrest's channel, I believe,
Yeah, it's
right?
on Forrest. It's not mine.
So our friend Forrest has a channel, Forrest and Friends, which we did not steal the name from them. Cade, this
has been in the works for
quite a while.
Literally
Exposed on their own channel.
But so Forrest made a FNAF video where myself, Cody, Forrest, and Shay played through FNAF, and
this is actually really interesting because like it's like a weird, like you can almost like there's crossover there too, but but because we have people in common there, it's kind of fun. It's like a sister channel, despite the fact that I don't know Forrest all that well. But like we know the same people.
Yeah, it's
fun.
interesting.
It's fun. There's got to be some sort of analog in like TV history or something where you have people that
because we knew you from theater.
Yeah.
It's like perhaps like if thinking of I'm trying to think of like some sort of comparison here. So speaking of like the Disney Channel crossovers, it would be like something that's crossed over, but they haven't crossed over together, like something like that, where like it through other means.
So like maybe like That's So Raven and Zach and Cody crossovered, but and then Hannah Montana and Sweet Life crossed over, but Hannah Montana and That's So Raven never crossed over, but they all three crossed over.
So in other words, when do I get my paycheck?
What's the one that like, so it would be like we're like there, so it'd be like Wizards and That's So Raven, where technically they're in the same thing. They both crossed over with Sweet Life, but they've never crossed over together.
Oh, that's a better analogy.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm
I'm still waiting for that paycheck.
Do you think that we're the That's So Raven or the Wizards in that situation?
I'd like to be a wizard.
We're wizards then.
I like wizards.
We're Wizards Overly Place. Okay.
Well, my name
like
is Alex, and their main character is named Alex.
Yeah, that's
there
true.
You go.
There you go.
There we go.
We're
Continuity.
Yeah.
But no, so we knew Cody. This is something we completely forgot to mention at the beginning. We knew Cody. He was my RA, but also we knew him through theater.
Yeah.
He was not my RA.
He was not. Yeah. Hashtag not your RA.
Yeah. He was technically, I guess, my RA, but I did a whole campaign against it, and I did not validate him as my
The
RA.
audacity.
Yeah.
But so we know Cody through theater. You've written a play.
No. I was always an actor.
You're always an actor. Okay.
Yes. I did get to go to like the whole KCHF thing.
Okay, I think that might be what I was thinking of because you went to that.
Did you go? You didn't go whenever I went, but did you go?
No.
Did you go when Alex went another time?
I think I went the year after you. Yeah, because I went because they liked my mime that I played.
Yes.
I still have that sock puppet too.
So that was where you
was
were.
there
It was
for
a
that
bunch of clowns, right? It was a clown car, and you were mine. Is that what that was?
Yeah, counting clowns.
That was Hannah's play.
There's where it is. That's where the crossover.
We're getting more crossover. It's all connected. I like to think that I think of like a viewer watching this stuff, and it's like, oh, I know these people, and it's fun to see how they're connected. And
They just have this like board in their room,
Yes.
like a cork board with all these things. And
Oh
they're
my
kinda
God.
like,
This is
I can figure it out. I know where they are.
oh my God, they just connected you to Hannah, and it's like this is all more connected than I ever thought it was.
Now, if I put this together, he's connected to Hannah and also Forrest and Alex
Yeah.
and Cade. That means he must be dating Selena DeLee.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Selena DeLee.
So we do need to point something out. So we normally have an ongoing bit with these podcasts.
Oh, are we going to go into that segment? Is that what
Okay.
you're
Yeah,
saying?
I think it's the perfect time for our next segment.
Our next
yeah.
segment is Lil Nicky.
What?
Oh.
Oh,
Say that again.
hello. Welcome to Lil Nicky. How are you doing, Cody?
Doing fantastic. It's good to be here.
Great. Alex, play the segment.
All right.
There's some problem, Alex?
Yeah, it was here earlier whenever we checked earlier, but it's not here anymore.
Wait,
I don't know.
God. Is the wires, are the wires working?
The wires are all there. I don't
Now, hold on.
If
So
the
is
wire-
this part of the bit?
Is the wires not?
be quiet, Cody. the wires are all
The wire that connects it, right? We were
Oh,
supposed-
the SD card, it's not in there.
oh my God, did we lose that in transport?
We might have lost the SD card.
oh
kid.
my God, did you eat the SD card?
Did I eat it? I did eat a cookie before I came up here. I might have accidentally.
I did rest the SD card on a random cookie I saw.
Cookie bite, mega bite. What's the difference? You know.
that might have been. It was extra crunchy. It was.
Oh, God.
I might have eaten the SD card.
Oh boy.
It was a chip cookie then, a chocolate chip.
It was a chocolate chip cookie. That's funny.
Yeah.
In a serious situation, Cody, that's very funny.
This is a heartbreaking, a tragic thing that's happened. I don't know if jokes are appropriate for this. I
I'm
mean,
so sorry.
Alex ate an SD card.
Oh, what you should do is you
With
should
all of the secrets.
just shove the cord up his ass, and I'm sure it'll work. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Let's try it. It's worth a shot, I guess.
We'll try it afterwards.
Oh, okay.
'Cause
Yeah,
we are on a time crunch.
Oh, yes,
exactly.
we're out of time. Oh, man.
Oh man, dang it. Oh well.
Yeah. Well. Oh, that's so this segment typically would be where we come up with nicknames for our friends. And I guess we'll just spoil it since we're not going to be able to play it. So we went
So 2 years ago.
2 years ago, we recorded all these 2 years ago because we were planning to do the show 2 years ago. And so we sit down and we tried to come up with a nickname for a bunch of people that we know. And then we went through it. We get like 10 minutes on the clock. Come up with a bunch of different ones, random ones that are, we sometimes they're related to people's names. Sometimes they're just random thoughts, syllables that come up our head. And do you remember what we ended up with, Alex? 2 years ago?
So you're not going to believe this.
Okay,
But I do remember this
am
one.
in disbelief.
But we actually got,
It's 2 years ago, right?
this was 2 years ago. We came up with the Dapper Saint.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, but it was three different words. It actually was Dapper Saint, but we're going to take credit for
yeah, we were very close.
we were very close. So we came up
might
with
have
Dapper
been
Saint.
a Dapper Saint.
It might have, might have been a Dapper Saint. And so, but we were like, what is Cody? He's a very nice guy. Saint.
Yeah. He's basically a saint.
Yeah. And then we were like, okay, well, so he's also, he dresses well. He's very, very cool. He's
Yeah.
Dapper. So
Yeah.
Saint Dapper.
Saint Dapper.
And we were like, Saint Dapper, maybe.
Saint Dapper. And then all of a sudden,
We were like, or maybe Dapper Saint.
Dapper Saint.
'Cause he's a very dapper guy and
Yeah.
he's a nice guy. So Dapper Saint.
but we lost the file to prove
yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
So
if Alex didn't eat the cookie with the SD card.
Funnily enough, actually, before I became the Dapper Saint, I had another name in mind.
Oh.
Yeah, originally I was going to call myself the Dapper Wolf, but I was afraid people would think I'm a furry, so I changed it to Saint last second.
we were on we had Dapper Coyote because we were very.
oh, yeah? Is that
we
so?
were so it's funny.
Yeah. But I think we said we didn't want the audience to think he was a furry.
Yeah,
I think we had the same thing. Yeah.
Big brain time.
Yeah.
Humongalunga
Yeah.
brains.
But you know
I
what
tell
they
ya.
say about great brains? They
wrinkle.
wrinkle.
Yeah. Oh wait, hang on.
Great minds, I think is the actual.
Great brains are often great minds.
Yeah.
And great minds often wrinkle.
All right.
Well, yeah. So that was it. But seriously though, so you came up with that. How did you come up with the name for that?
So the Dapper Saint, actually, the reason I originally chose it and stuff, or the Dapper Wolf, because for some reason I just felt like it came off the tongue really well. Like I also saw a few PNGs of like a wolf in a tux, so I was like, oh, that's pretty funny. I want to make something like that. But after a while, as I said, I came to a conclusion, maybe not wolf, and I was driving in my car, which is named Saint, and I was just sitting there. I was like, okay, what to call it? I looked down in my car. I was like, that'll do. Which is kind of interesting because I actually have a necklace. I've never shown this on camera, but it's a huge symbolic necklace for me. It's a fleur de lis, which is actually the Saints emblem, which is crazy enough. Yeah. I don't care about football at all, and it's funny how all that stuff works. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah.
Are you French? You have any French or Cajun ancestry?
No, that's really so you're going to go on record right now, and you are not a furry.
Yes, I am not a furry. Not right now.
That's what you got from all that.
I might be working on a video that involves furries, but that doesn't mean I'm a furry.
Yeah.
So if that video is out, then I suppose we could link it in our description. And if it's not, stay tuned
There you go.
for his furry video.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about furries on this channel.
It's the second time. We also talked, going back to the childhood fears, we talked about spiders with Adrian as well. So a lot of crossovers.
There's another
cord. There's a
Cody
link.
knows Adrian.
Well,
Adrian. Yep, there you go.
They're connected through the spider thing.
Wait,
no other
Adrian's
ways.
going to be watching this?
Do you think Adrian watches our podcast except for the episodes?
I think he's our number one Patreon.
Oh, okay.
I think at the end of every video, we're having to say thank you to Adrian.
Well, in that case, here, let me say one thing to Adrian specifically.
Everyone, look at the camera.
Sack. There you go.
Okay.
He'll know
what that means.
He'll know.
Camera for that part.
So I think we have time for one more small.
Do we have to lead out of that's been Little Nicky?
Oh. One of my 4 jobs. I forgot it.
What matters is that you're trying. Not trying hard enough, but trying nonetheless.
Yeah. So that was really
so sad.
Yeah.
So
great. Yeah. So, do you have any tips for YouTubers trying to start out? Since you've struck some sort of gold there.
Oh yeah. Here, I got the best tip for you.
Okay.
Get lucky. Okay. So all jokes aside, one thing I will say right off the bat is the fact that there is no perfect scheme on how to become a successful YouTuber. The algorithm is definitely against you, and that's something that you need to understand, but that also gives you reason to innovate, change things up. And honestly, at the end of the day, the biggest thing I could say is don't care about the numbers, don't care about the views, don't care about anything like that. Care about having fun, care about being creative, and care about doing the niche that you enjoy, because that stuff is a lot more important long term than the fact of a few subscribers that you could possibly get for making this one video, And it's one of those things, again, it's just maybe one day that stuff will pop off. I've had videos in the past where it's 30 views, and then down the line, suddenly a couple thousand. It's crazy how it works. And the algorithm, again, is weird.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's really actually good advice, because, if you're not enjoying it, your audience isn't going to enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, one of my favorite things, again, back to the Amori Let's Play, is just me being an absolute degenerate during that playthrough. I enjoy the little skit videos I made at the beginning of each of them, because I made little short animations using some of the effects and all the stuff from the game, and I was able to splice them, and I learned a lot about editing because of that. But it was just one of those things, I had so much fun with it, and people enjoyed it too. So it's hey, it worked out.
Yeah. That's cool. You got a question for Cody?
I guess the only question I have is
denied.
Fair enough.
Anyways,
so you're all self-taught
Yes.
on editing. Do you have any, did you watch tutorials? Did you just sit down and record 30 minutes of you just walking around and then just played with editing it? How did you do that?
So one of the things actually I find super interesting is as you become more and more engrossed into video editing, you kind of notice more things about other people's editing styles. So a lot of me learning how to edit was watching other people and then being I could do that. I could possibly try that. Let me try something like that. And then I figure it out. Or like if I get stuck on something, it's like how to move this one thing. And then you use that and then you rip that out and everything. And you figure out how to do that with other things. Because it's one of these things like, oh yeah, so I don't know any of the actual terms for video editing, but I know enough to talk to an actual video editor, like for instance, a UX designer that's in the theater group. I can understand what they're talking about when they're talking about all their editing stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, the one thingy. And it's like, no, this is called that. I was like, oh, yeah, but that's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So it is really interesting how it kind of works and everything when it comes to being self-taught. One thing I will recommend too, if you do want to get into video editing and you don't have a lot of money, try DaVinci's Resolve. It's my favorite by far and it's what I've been using. It is actually free to start off with. You can get a studio version of it, which is $300, but it's a one-time fee in comparison to Adobe Premiere and stuff where it's like every month. So it is one of those
That's
things
ridiculous
nice.
that Adobe went to a subscription way. I mean,
know.
yeah.
I that's one of the reasons I don't use Adobe, just because of that. And I'm like, I want to use Photoshop, but everything is in that one package. And I'm like, come on, man, I don't need your 98 other things. Just give me Photoshop.
Yeah. And they do that intentionally, obviously, to make money and everything.
The audacity.
And so now we're going to hear from our sponsor, Adobe.
But you know, their tools. I mean, I use that. I mean, I do really enjoy what they do. I just that model is not great for creators, especially ones who are trying. Like I get like they're trying to go after a professional market and like in that whole thing. But you know, a lot of up and coming people struggle with that, trying to afford that sort of all the stuff that they need there.
I have one final question for you, Cody.
Make it quick.
If you were to get a sponsorship deal, is there anyone that you would want to be sponsored by?
Raid Shadow Legend. I'm just kidding. I know they're going to be knocking on my door one of these days.
My go-to
that's true.
My go-to is Arby's.
Oh, really? Arby's? Why
I
Arby's?
love Arby's.
You know, I would love
They have
to
the
be,
meats.
They have the meats.
I would love to be sponsored by a coffee brand of sorts. Like,
Because
maybe
you do coffee stuff too.
Oh yeah, that's one of those things. It's kind of like engrossed into my brand, honestly. Because like even my banner on YouTube has a ton of little tiny coffee cups in the bottom of it and everything, and the top just lined in there. It's like a little bit of an overlay, and it's fun. I love coffee.
Yeah, Alex
have an
does not
addiction.
like coffee.
I don't.
You're dead to me.
yeah,
I enjoy coffee. So are you like a coffee snob, or are you just a are you just a casual?
Why are you staring at my like espresso machine?
I said that, and then I got distracted by the, or do you just like, do you like coffee? Are you like this is the only coffee? Are you very much like you have like good coffee and bad coffee, or is coffee just in general
I
good to
love
you?
coffee in general, other than cold coffee. I do not like cold coffee at all. And frappuccinos aren't real coffee. Don't at me. But beside the point, I love.
So you don't like iced coffee at all?
Iced coffee is kind of mid. I'll drink cold brew. I do enjoy cold brew, but like iced coffee, I've never been a big fan of it. But when it comes to anything hot, be it Americano or Breve, I enjoy all of those. In fact, actually over there that you've been looking at, I do have a board with a ton of different coffees on it. It was a puzzle. I made.
Yeah.
And the idea that I want to do is make each and every one of those coffees over time.
Wait, that's a puzzle?
Yeah, it was a puzzle I
You can
made.
tell the little pieces of it.
I just glued it together and made it into a poster.
Wow.
Yeah. So do you like flavoring in your coffee, or do you just do
A little bit here and there. It just kind of depends what I'm feeling that day. Because sometimes I like my coffee black. Sometimes I like making myself a latte. Or sometimes I just want that shit as vanilla as possible.
Yeah.
So, it just kind of fluctuates.
So keep your eyes out for Cody's own coffee brand, or
Yeah.
if you're
Oh yeah. If you ever became so successful, would you create your own coffee?
Oh, hell yeah. Top of the morning, I'm coming for your ass. I'm going to make my own brand, Jack.
so as of right now, if you're a coffee company and you're listening to this, sponsor Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe fund him to let him start his own coffee business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your own competitor.
Well, they can, I'm sure that that
partner.
They could be partners. Like I'm sure that the big coffee things have coffee brands that aren't there. They have different brands.
Dunkin' Donuts. You could be a subsidiary of fan favorite.
Do you like Dunkin' Donuts? No, I don't. I'm not.
alright.
I've never
not
tried
great.
anything there that I've liked.
Yeah.
I don't like their coffee. I don't like their donuts. I'm going to go on record of being like, I don't know why that they're so proud of those donuts. They're the worst donuts on planet Earth.
They're pretty mid.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where it's like, it's a thing I can eat.
I like Dunkin'.
It's just like a roll, like a wad of bread that they put things on. Yeah. Like it's just a wad of bread. It's just a wad of bread and all.
But okay, fantastic.
If you work at
It's not a
Dunkin', let us
donut.
know.
It's not a donut. It's a loaf of bread that they've cut into a shape of a donut.
I just feel like that's most donuts, though.
There's good donuts.
We live in a society.
I'm not gonna. I used to be a absolutely huge fan of Krispy Kreme. That at a point it was a problem, but that is now in the past. But I still enjoy.
You just
those.
like you're injecting that shit into your veins practically.
Yeah, the glaze. Yeah.
So
I was-
if Krispy Kreme sponsored us, that could
Yeah,
relapse
if-
you.
You just, hey guys.
Yeah.
Back to the podcast. Just, right on.
Yeah.
Get some Krispy Kreme glaze.
Yeah. Great. Well, anything you want to plug here at the very end of this thing? We're leading out into plugs.
Again, honestly, just subscribe to the Dapper Saint. That's the only thing I do. I don't really do Twitch. I also have the Instagram and Twitter and stuff, but they're all just the Dapper Saint. So if you look up that name, it should pop up.
You're
One
on
word or 3
TikTok
words?
as well.
What?
1 word or 3 words?
3 words, but apparently it'll pop up in 1 word as well.
Is it? So it's 3 words with spaces and everything.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah.
Is it? Do you have like a custom URL? Is it like / the Dapper Saint?
Yes, I have youtube.com/Dapper Saint/C for some reason. It's Lee. I guess that means C is in channel, but either way.
And yeah, TikTok.
You're on
have a-
TikTok.
I do have a TikTok as well. I do not know the URL for that, but it is, the Dapper Saint. I don't
Yeah.
use it near as much. I need to,
Yeah.
kind of post clips there, but yeah.
Great. Well, yeah. If you ever need us on any of your channel to hop in for things,
Absolutely
you-
not. All right. I'm joking.
It's a one-way collab.
If you ever need that, Alex can join virtually because Alex is headed back real soon.
And I have a laptop that I can game on now, so I don't know, like if you do any big MMOs, we could always do something there. I'm sure
We can figure something out, I'm sure.
Yeah. So yeah, if you ever need anything, we will do it.
Okay.
You have a official we owe you token. Did you bring that, Alex? Did you eat that too?
Did you set it on a cookie? Because I had 2 cookies.
I said
Son
it in
of
the
an
middle of a
Airport.
sandwich.
and that's still in my car.
My pocket sandwich, yes, that's where I keep all my stuff. They'll never think about my money being there.
We'll get that one. We'll get that for Cody. It's still in the car.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Great.
cool.
All right.
Well,
Well,
thanks
thank
for
you so
joining.
much, Cody.
Thank you. It's been fun. The moment your beard started growing out, it's like, guess I'm Amish now.
Yeah.
Yeah.